Hi, my name is Anders Olson, and this is my project on how to deal with package thieves. I am using an IR remote to trigger the activation on the box. It then uses a ultrasonic sensor to detect when it is moved, and finally uses a limit switch to trigger the explosives and the mace. And the box is now armed. Hi, my name is Anders Olson, and this is my Design 200 final project, or my theft deterrent box. This is the box, and from the outside, it really might not seem like much. It's slightly beat up, and in my opinion, a great cover box. There are only two holes leading to the outside, one for the IR sensor, which is on the back side of the box, and one for the ultrasonic sensor, which is underneath. This allows it to be very well hidden in plain sight while still packing a massive punch on the inside, using both mace and fireworks as a theft deterrent system. Starting from left to right here, I have the wiring diagram. On the leftmost side here, we have the limit switch, which detects when the actual box is opened. We have a 220 ohm resistor here, preventing the switch from receiving too much amperage, and that gets signal wired over to pin number 13 on the Arduino. After that, we have the fireworks ignition system, and while it might look like a LED here, it is actually a Christmas light using the filament to ignite a match, which ignites the fireworks. Down below this, we have a transistor, which is controlled by pin number 7 here on the Arduino, allowing it to safely put all 9 volts instead of the 5 volts into the system, allowing for an easier ignition. After that, we have the IR sensor, which is pinned up to number 5. This allows me to remotely tell the box when to be armed and when to be disarmed. After that, we have the stepper motor, which is able to easily activate and deactivate the pepper spray once the box is opened. I am simply using a MOSFET connected to pins 8 through 11 on the Arduino to activate this. After that, we have the ultrasonic sensor, which is connected to pins 2 and 3, which allows me to tell when the box is actually picked up off the ground. So here's the pepper spray control. As you can see, the code is relatively simple. Here's the setup code up here, and here's the actual activation code down here. The pepper spray control is done by a stepper motor bolted to the side of a pepper spray can. Using a small piece of aluminum, I milled to have a small slot to accept the arbor for the stepper motor. This allows the stepper motor to both turn on and turn off the pepper spray. After that, we have the fireworks ignition system, and this is by far the easiest system in the entire code. As you can tell, it's one line of code to activate. It has one more earlier on to denote this as the ignition system, but we don't have to go into that. And as you can see here, I have a broken Christmas light bulb, and that is connected to the transistor, which supplies it with voltage, causing the filament across here to get hot enough to ignite this match, which will in turn light the firework fuses. After that, we have an IR sensor, which has a small hole leading to the outside, as you can clearly see here. The code for the IR sensor is pretty simple. It's all done in this one block. It also has some setup previous to that, but nothing too difficult. It's mostly just calling out commands. And as you can see here, it's relatively hard to see, especially being on the back side, and is very simple. After this, I have the limit switch. The code for it is relatively simple as well, and it simply uses a small limit switch, and when this flap of the box comes down, it depresses this limit switch, causing the door to remain closed. Once the door is lifted, it will obviously print the doors open, causing the if statement to activate and making the rest of the code run. After that, we have the ultrasonic sensor. This is the very simple if statement that is used to trigger the later on sequences, and this is all the setup to begin the reading for the ultrasonic sensor. As you can see here, it has a small hole cut into the bottom of the box, allowing it to easily detect how far away objects are, namely the floor in this case. And as you can see here, I had to make a small fiberglass spacer block to keep the ultrasonic sensor at the right distance away from the ground so it wasn't resting and damaging the ultrasonic sensor. And thank you all very much for listening to my presentation, and I really do hope you guys all steal my packages. Have a great day.